Welcome back, everybody, to episode 6 of the TalkBall Tweakers podcast. I am your host, Blake McQuarrie. I am obviously not with my co-host, Jake and Toussaint. I am at my apartment right now. Why, you may ask? Because we did have technical difficulties filming episode 6. It cut out like our first 10 minutes of the audio, and I didn't want to start that off. I just didn't want to start it where it was because it'd just be confusing. It wouldn't be clean. We want to produce the best content for you guys. So that is why I'm doing the intro from my home right now. Before we get into episode 6, I want to basically recap you guys a little bit. As you guys know, we were not with each other last week. We did not film an episode. That is why we did 2 the week before that. I was at the Super Bowl in New Orleans. Jake and Toussaint were in Phoenix at the Waste Management. To speak a little bit about my experience, we did this on the episode, but it's cut out. So I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about Super Bowl, and then we'll get into things. So yeah, I was in New Orleans for the Super Bowl, covering it all week. Got there Tuesday. Absolute amazing experience. Probably the best week of my life. Just being able to be there. Be in such a vibrant place, vibrant kind of, environment, and being able to just meet everyone I met. I mean, I met everybody that you could probably imagine. Everybody was there in New Orleans, from Jamar Chase, who he said subscribe to the podcast, to Mike Parsons, to Emmitt Smith, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, Jameson Williams, shout out Detroit. My hair's messed up. I ain't turning around right now. But yeah, I mean, everybody met a lot of people. Stopped by Pat McAfee's show for a little bit. Shout out to Pat McAfee. Wonderful show he had in New Orleans at Media Row. Media Row was amazing. Everyone did a great job at Media Row. So many different outlets and podcasts and radio shows and TV shows that were there. A lot of NFL players there. Cam Newton, got to see Tyreek Hill, Kay Adams, Overtime Megan, Ashton Genty, Jameis Winston, Michael Vick, Tom Brady, Rob Gronkowski, Julian Edelman. Everybody. Amazing experience. Got to go to the set of Get Up. Matt Greeny, Ryan Clark, Adam Schefter, Dan Orlovsky, Jeff Saturday, Dominique Foxworth. Shout out to Dominique Foxworth for that experience, and Professor J.A. Adande. And then, yeah, I mean, it was a wonderful experience. The game was amazing. Caesars Superdome was rocking. Philadelphia showed out for Super Bowl 59. Oh my goodness. It was like 70% Eagles fans, 30% Chiefs fans. It was amazing. It was amazing. They took over the tomahawk chop in the fourth quarter, which was crazy to see. I was trying to, write my story, and then I hear, oh, and I'm like, why are Chiefs fans doing the tomahawk chop down 30 points? But I look up and it's all Eagles fans doing it. So, yeah, it was an amazing experience. Those guys, like I said, were in Phoenix at the Waste Management Open. They had a good experience. Jake got to interview Aaron Rodgers, talk to him real quick. That video is up on our Instagram. So, yeah, speaking of social media platforms, I want to move over to that really quick. So, on the TikTok account, if you guys have not checked it out yet, there is stuff that I posted from New Orleans. So I have a couple clips from A.J. Brown, talking to him. I have a funny clip of Jordan Davis and Reed Blankenship. You guys have to go check that one out. Have some post-game stuff up there as well after the Super Bowl. So go check out all that content, as well as on our Instagram. Jake and Toussaint posted some things from the Waste Management in Phoenix. Posted the video of Jake asking Aaron Rodgers a question. So that is all up there on our social media platforms. We will get some more stuff up on the social media if you guys are all caught up to that. So yes, this is our Super Bowl exclusive episode where we talk everything Super Bowl 59. Eagles, Chiefs. Basically a recap of what happened. Eagles had a dominating win, a dominating performance on defense. Offense was stellar. The Chiefs obviously had a game plan of only shutting down Saquon Barkley, and that led to Jalen Hurts going nuclear, absolutely decimating the Chiefs' defense. I said it last week or 2 weeks ago on our Super Bowl preview episode. I said it. I said if you are going to make Jalen Hurts throw the football, then good luck, because I believe in him to be able to do that at a high rate, at a high, very efficient rate. I expect him to do that. Jake and Toussaint, I swear, I feel like they had different opinions. They said that they believed in him. I didn't feel like they believed in him. Especially didn't feel like it when they picked the Chiefs. But it's whatever. Without further ado, though, here is episode 6.
We're good?
Go ahead.
Is that Sup, pod? Yeah. Sorry, I just had some camera difficulties. Not camera, whatever this thing's called that I'm talking to. Yeah, that. Here, and then I'll throw it over to you guys. This Eagles defense was so good all year, and we could talk about their offense because their offense played well too. The Eagles were just a better team for all 60 minutes and stuff, and everywhere you looked in Philly, there's an all-pro. So
yeah,
that's if that's what it's take. I know. Look, I'm a big Mahomes glazer. Shout out Lunga, hook 'em. But if that's what it takes to beat Mahomes, he'll be at a lot more Super Bowls, and I don't think people are going to deny that. But props to the Eagles because 2 years ago, I don't think a lot of people thought that they'd have this shot again, and they got the shot again. And A.J. Brown said it best. We had a chance to get even, and we did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they got a ring.
I think the big part of this game that people don't really talk about is the fact that the one thing that's been saving Mahomes these last 2 years, including last year, and I'm not saying that his ring was phony last year. Obviously, he earned it, but the team was just as bad, if not worse, than this year. What people are missing, I think, is that it's more of the mystique. I think Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson get in their own heads when they play him, and they think that they have to be absolutely perfect. Mm-hmm. Right now, Patrick Mahomes is not playing like the GOAT the last 2 years. I know he won a ring last year, and obviously it adds to his resume.
No, but he wasn't an MVP candidate. Yeah, he wasn't any of that.
Yeah, and so the thing is, when you look across the field, you can't be scared of Patrick Mahomes. And I think that's what the Chiefs said to themselves. I think they said, hey, we have this amazing defense. We have an offensive line that's ridiculous. The best, if not one of the best running backs in the league. We've got every piece we need. Why are we going to be afraid about Patrick Mahomes? Yeah. Why would we let him sit there and take his time and create, openings? Mm-hmm. They got after it. The defensive line pushed back on that offensive line. The receivers got open. Hurts made every play he was supposed to make. You have guys out there that are doing. You got pick 6 in the Super Bowl. Cooper DeJean is a rookie. You got Zach Bond, who's a DPOY finalist. You have guys playing up to what they're supposed to be playing.
And more.
Yeah. That's why it's been frustrating me. It's like the Ravens have. You can say the Eagles have a better team than the Ravens, but the Ravens have one of the best. On paper, one of the best rosters.
Bro.
They should have not been as bad as they were when they played Buffalo.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, stop looking across the field and wondering who your opponent is. Play up to what you know you can play as. Mm-hmm. And then you'll beat Mahomes. It's like that.
And by the way, Saquon Barkley didn't even play. He was fine. He had 100 total yards and stuff. That's nothing for him. He did pass the all-time scrimmage record.
We said
he did. Terrell Davis.
We said it happened. It happened. We knew that they were gonna sell out. Yeah, they're gonna stack the box, sell out, and try and stop Saquon and let Hurts throw.
This is my next question: is Jalen Hurts finally get the respect that he deserves?
I always had him as a top 10 quarterback in the league. I'm sure I said it on this podcast. I had him as a top 10 quarterback. Does it get him the respect? Yeah, absolutely. He had 3 touchdowns, threw an interception. Yeah, but Mahomes threw 2.
Do you guys feel full-heartedly confidently that if Jalen Hurts is forced to throw the ball, the Eagles are fine?
Well, I never said that.
Take Saquon Barkley out and then see. Put Kenneth Gainwell back there for an entire game.
I always believed he could. I always believed he could throw the football. My question was. I always knew that he could do it in the biggest spots. It was just a consistency about if he could do it. Because here's the thing. I know that he can do it, but if you don't have to do it, your consistency diminishes and maybe you don't have the reps. That's the only question that I had was that he's not forced to throw every game because he has the best running back, because he has the best offensive line, because he has the best defense. He's not forced to have these.
Dude,
but obviously when
go.
But obviously when he gets in these big moments, he's shown he can do it. That was the only thing that I was saying was like, can he do it every time he's asked to, even though he doesn't have to every time? The answer is yes. The answer is yes for me.
Yes.
Look, I'm on that boat too, and I'm not. Saquon Barkley obviously helps and stuff because Jalen Hurts was just throwing a bunch of man beaters. Touchdown to Devontae Smith, man beater. Jahan Dotson throw to get them that first touchdown, man beater and stuff. Like having the skill position players help, but Jalen Hurts, bro, you were incredible. You were, and he's been great this entire playoffs. My concern with Jalen Hurts on this podcast, and I think his too, wasn't that Jalen Hurts wasn't good enough. He's been hurt the entire year. He fucking balled out yesterday.
I think the scrutiny a lot of times obviously came from the beginning of the year when Jalen Hurts was struggling. But I think a big thing that a lot of people didn't take into account was he was battling a concussion that honestly I've said it all year. I really don't think he was fine when he was.
I don't think he was fine either.
I don't think he was fine.
No, he wasn't.
And I think that's what really had him struggling.
Yeah.
When we seen him struggling.
And so people didn't take that into account.
Yeah, and I think he came into the postseason fully healthy, and we've seen exactly what everyone's seen exactly what he's capable of. I've always said it, like Jalen Hurts is Jalen Hurts.
Yeah,
I think he proved that he is a top 5 quarterback in the league.
I'd put him 5th.
The only reason why
he's at 5 for me.
Yeah, he's 5 right now.
He's at 5 for me.
Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, Lamar.
The only bad thing I can say about him is that every girl fawns over him, so that's why I hate him on the law.
Oh my gosh! No, I'm so
share some with the rest of us.
You just said this because my mother, my own mother, my mother texts me and says, I think this was the first day I'm in New Orleans. She says, what did she text? She said, ask QB1. Does he want to be your daddy? That's what my mother texted me. I own the mother. Mother, I know you're watching this right now. I know you're watching. What the hell was that? What the hell was that?
That's hilarious.
And then she texts me again on Sunday, and she says, I want a shirt. I want a Super Bowl shirt. She says, actually, forget the shirt. Get Jalen's autograph. Mom, why are you glazing? Stop.
Glazing is crazy. You know what's hilarious? I saw a TikTok, and after they won the Super Bowl, and when the camera flashed to him hugging his fiance, it was like a couch full of nothing, but it was like 5 women, and they were like, no! And I was like, come on. We gotta stop the glaze. Jalen, you're no glaze. Jalen, you're cool, and I mess with you, and you're a cool quarterback, but relax, buddy. Stop clip farming. Stop it. Stop clip farming.
So real
Save
quick
some for the rest of us, bro. Sorry.
So real quick before I want to go into this win or lose segment, but before we do that, I want to just comment really quick on that defense. Like it was just perfect execution from Fangio, and we even said it on episode 5. We said, or I think it was 4, I don't know, but we said when we talked about the Super Bowl, if they can replicate what Todd Boyles did in Tampa Bay, then they have a real good shot at shutting the Chiefs down, shutting Mahomes down, and winning that game. And that is exactly what they did.
Right.
No blitzes. So they had 42 dropbacks and did not blitz once.
Yeah, no, that's ridiculous.
Dude, their pass rush is ridiculous.
That's the 4th defense to not blitz in a game, according to Next Gen Stats.
That's crazy.
Since that has been getting tracked.
That just tells you how dominant they are, because they got after it.
Josh Sweat could have been Super Bowl MVP. Jalen Carter was incredible.
You know what's crazy?
Milton Williams.
Yeah.
I think Milton Williams got paid.
Yeah, not by the Eagles, but he'll get paid somewhere else.
He earned him a pay.
Yeah,
he had the second highest.
Jalix Hunt was.
Milton Williams had the second highest PFF grade in the game at 89. Cooper DeJean was number 1.
Yeah.
Milton Williams was number 2.
Yeah.
Cooper DeJean.
Absolute.
You know what's crazy?
Cornerback.
You know what's crazy? Coming into this game, the whole year, me and my dad have had a whole discourse about, if the Chiefs are beatable, and we've been agreeing on it and saying they are very beatable.
They are beatable.
And so we said the recipe, right? We said what you have to do is cover the receivers, right? Outright cover the receivers. But what everyone's been doing is they've been letting Kelsey leak out for 5 yards and go for 20. You cover Kelsey. Look, he had one catch. He had like one catch. You guard Kelsey, you guard the defense, and then you just push back on the offensive line, and his team, like the players surrounding Mahomes are not that good.
No.
Mahomes is accentuating them. So if you box Mahomes in and force him to try and make these throws with nobody there, then you can win the game. And what do the Eagles do?
Yeah. Won the fucking game.
Belt to ass.
So that's my next. That's a win or lose segment.
Okay.
Did the Eagles win this game or did the Chiefs lose?
Eagles won it.
Eagles won
It's not even close.
100%.
It's not even close.
100%.
I'm not trying to defend the Chiefs at everything, but the Eagles from the game from the top to bottom.
It was from kickoff to
Or
fucking
kickoff. No,
confetti
not
foul,
even
dude.
kickoff. From last offseason when
Yeah.
the Eagles brought in Zach Bond,
Oh,
when
yeah.
they drafted all those guys, they went, if we're going to make a run, we can't be all offense. We can't be A.J. Brown. We can't be Devontae Smith. We can't be Saquon. We need a defense and stuff. And this defense, even before the Chiefs game, like if I'm pulling up the Eagles game log right now, right? Look, Commanders ended up scoring 23 points. Some of it garbage time. Eagles were ahead and got the stops. Rams got the stops. Packers 10 points. And this is why you bring in all those guys. And they did it. I'm not only saying this because I'm of the Jets. They swung and missed on a huge free agent signing.
Yeah.
Bryce Huff, they paid him $50 million. Dude was
Yeah.
inactive.
Yeah.
And stuff. And bro, Howie Roseman sat down and Nick Sirianni sat down during last offseason and said, our defense wasn't good enough. That's why we crashed and burned this season. Let's address it. Not only in the earlier rounds, late rounds too. And they made the best defense in football.
And it didn't even start last. It didn't even start last offseason.
No.
The Carson Wentz trade.
Yeah.
Howie Roseman, phenomenal job.
Phenomenal. And then
Phenomenal job.
and then they touched it up, dude. So much talent.
That
dude.
Carson Wentz trade. They acquired Devontae Smith, AJ Brown, Jalen Carter, and Cooper DeJean from that Carson Wentz trade.
Two things.
Yeah. Well,
two,
jeez.
two things that I want to
That's
highlight.
crazy.
It's insane. Howie Roseman.
Two things that greatest GM I've ever seen.
Round of applause.
Two things that I want to
Joe
highlight.
Douglas, sorry.
Two things I want to highlight. One, the play that resonated to me that made me realize like the Eagles were for real in this game was the tush push. Because if you watch it, the Eagles offensive line moved us every single body. If you watch it from the standpoint of like behind the Eagles or behind the Chiefs D line, they moved everybody. There wasn't a
so
single player
dominant.
that wasn't pushed back when they moved. It was ridiculous. Second point, Eagles Eagles D since the bye. 0.272 let me see. Oh yeah, 34.4 success rate, 0.274 drop back rate. Those are both first in the league. 0.266 rush EPA third. 10 points allowed, which is first. 199 yards per game allowed, which is first. 11 takeaways, which is second. The number one defense since the bye. They held the Ravens to 19 points. They held the Commanders to 18. The Bengals to 17. All while averaging 27 plus points per game. They were on one since the bye.
Oh my god!
Shout out to Vic Fangio.
They were on one the entire season.
Shout out to Vic Fangio.
Dude, they were 2-2 and ripped off a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 game winning streak. Lost that one game to the Commanders not because Jalen Hurts got hurt. The Commanders deserved to win that game, but it took them until 7 seconds left to take the lead.
Right.
If they don't lose that game, they win what? I'm bad at counting. 16 straight games? 15?
Yeah.
That's insane.
I mean, the
That's nuts.
signings that Howie Roseman did, like
They would've
Zach
beaten the-
Bond was. Think about it. Saquon is probably one of the greatest free agency signings of all time. Zach Bond is behind that, and he's a DPOY finalist.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And the guy had a pick in the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
He was a 1 year $6 million. It was like
Nobody
1
1
year
year,
$6
$6 million.
1 year $6 million.
No one even knew that was.
He was a backup.
Yeah.
He was a
even
backup with the Saints.
A top 5 signing for
He
them.
was a backup with the Saints,
Yeah.
and then now he becomes a DPOY finalist. Like
he's disgusting.
Insane.
He's disgusting.
Insane.
They're all disgusting. That entire team.
And I think it was actually so. I'm glad you brought that up about Zach Bond because he talked post game and he was like, I remember what he said. He said exactly, I don't know what Fangio's seen in me, honestly. Like I really don't. Like to be quite honest with you guys, I'm not gonna sit up here and gloat about myself. Blah blah blah. I don't know what Fangio's seen in me, but he's seen something in that. And that's like him giving credit to Fangio and how big of a mastermind Fangio is. Like Fangio got celebrated for getting run out of Miami.
yeah.
Celebrated.
And Denver.
Yeah, he's a great defensive. He's not a head coach. He's a great defensive coordinator, though.
But even in Miami, where he was a DC, bro, like
Even
he
in
just
Miami,
wasn't
when he was a
good. They
DC.
were always hurt, but
Yeah. Like it's insane. So,
and he's going to be back next year. Kellen Moore won't, but obviously Vic
Yeah.
Fangio should be back next year, and the defense is still going to be.
yeah, Fangio's not leaving.
Yeah,
All
he's
the
not
head
gonna
coaching
leave.
jobs are done. I don't even know if he'll ever get another head coaching job. He might after the way he's doing it to him. The Eagles are just so good.
It was funny. I seen like a tweet Fangio like right after the game, and he like wasn't even like smiling or nothing. He was like walking back like shit was normal, like they just won another game, and they were like, this sicko's so ready to go watch tape on the draftees for this year's.
I can't wait to see who they draft this year, because
at 32, bro.
They're gonna draft They're gonna draft a bunch of defensive players. It can let some guys go, and then those guys are gonna be dogs too.
Don't let them try to find a way to get Abdul Carter.
I'm not gonna
wants to be an Eagle.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
Howie might find a way.
He might find a way. They have 32.
That's
Howie
could insane. I was seriously thinking about it. I was like, there's no way they could get Abdul, and I'm like, what? Fucking Howie could find a way.
Howie could sell water to a fish.
Howie could be the one to find a way.
He could sell water to a fish.
That's incredible.
He really could.
Now it's like, do you see other teams kind of being more strict with Howie and the Eagles just knowing
he's a
No.
con man, but like a good con man that like helps you succeed.
Yeah.
Like, because for them,
He's not like Woody Johnson.
yeah, like he's
Yeah.
for like the way he like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's not like Rob Pelinka, where Pelinka always gets the big star, but he keeps getting denied trades.
Yeah.
Howie Roseman will finesse a trade,
yeah.
and then you'll realize afterwards how you got finessed.
Oh, yeah.
And then you're sitting down, you're like, wait a minute, I just got conned.
like Nico Harrison.
Yeah, not him.
Yeah, dude.
Nico Harrison conned himself. But
Dude, also like, look, a lot of these guys are first round picks and stuff, but Jalen Hurts wasn't. AJ Brown wasn't.
that's the narrative on
Like,
Jalen
I'm
Hurts.
trying to think of who else.
He's not a first round
Cooper
quarterback.
DeJean wasn't. Goddard wasn't. I don't know if CJ Gardner Johnson was. Blankenship was like a 7th rounder.
Yeah.
Bond wasn't. I'm avoiding their pass rush because Jalen Carter was, Nolan Smith was, all the Georgia guys were.
I think
I
think everyone except Dean, maybe. I think Dean might have been second or third.
Nakobe Dean was 3rd because of the injury. Actually, I know that he hurt his ab or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bro, Kelly Ringo.
Ringo, yeah.
They do the talent thing. They do this talent thing that I always talk about in college football,
Sidney
where
Brown.
guy could suck in college football, but if
Yeah.
he's talented and stuff and he's coachable, and
yeah.
most people in the NFL are coachable, bring him in and see what happens. The
Spot
worst
talent.
yeah.
That man can spot talent from a mile away.
Exactly and stuff. And like, look, I predicted the Eagles to make the Super Bowl a few episodes ago, and I did it on my bracket. I had them beating the Lions in the NFC Championship. I think they would have went to Detroit and not like smacked you guys. I think they would have beaten you. They just from top to bottom are just like the most complete football team I've seen in a bit. And to put the Chiefs, Andy Reid looked frazzled on the broadcast. He did not know what's going on. Andy Reid got out coached. Spags, and Nagy. He said it.
He said it post game.
Yeah,
he said
absolutely got outcoached.
He said they outplayed us and they outcoached us.
When was the last time Andy Reid got outcoached?
Simple as that.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
At least
Yeah.
2 years.
Yeah. Is it Belichick? Probably Belichick in 2019.
Yeah.
Like, even that Bengals game where they lost and stuff, I don't think Andy Reid got outcoached and stuff. I think
No,
that's
it's just a legendary game by
legendary
Burrow.
game by Joe Burrow and stuff.
Yeah.
Dude, Andy Reid got outcoached.
Yeah, outcoached.
And props to Philly. I think, look, Philly's going to bring back the same exact team next year. I think if I had to make a Super Bowl prediction right now, I'd say them. I'd say them and the Chiefs again.
Yeah,
But
if
like-
they don't
Yeah.
lose,
I'm going
lose
Lions.
a lot of key pieces, yeah,
I'm
They
going Lions.
literally
Gonna
are
be
not
tough.
losing
No.
any key pieces because they're not losing anyone.
It's our
And then
year.
you have Saquon, who's going to go 1-1 in every single draft next year.
Yeah.
$8 million a year or something. No, more than 8, like 12.
yeah, dude.
I don't know where I got 8 from.
Saquon raised the price. Price just
Saquon
went up. Price
freaking
went up.
Barkley.
And
dude.
the Giants could have had him for like $2 more million a year extra.
I hope you're
went
happy,
up.
Joe Shane.
Price went up.
I hope you're happy,
Yeah,
Joe
he
Shane.
has insomnia right now.
Price went up.
He has
Yeah.
insomnia. He's not sleeping good at all.
And
I
what-
mean, that's
yeah.
so crazy.
Yeah.
3 year, was it 3 year 33 and some change?
That was for Philly.
I mean,
Saquon was
that's-
like 3 for 36.
like he's worth way more than like
Yeah.
11.
Dude, and then the injury, like they cite injuries, they cite other stuff for saying Saquon's not a good piece or wasn't worth keeping and stuff or above his value.
Oh yeah, but you want to keep Daniel
That's
Jones.
Yeah, you want to keep
Since
fuck
Saquon
Daniel
Barkley
Jones.
was a
And they
freshman
ate
in
that.
college, since Saquon Barkley was a freshman in college, people knew he was a generational talent, and they knew he was a guy who would individually win you a ring.
I'd say
I'm not saying he individually won them a ring.
the Pennsylvania natives knew he was a generation
Yeah.
talent.
Dude,
in
have
high
you
school.
ever
In
seen-
high
He's a
school.
Pennsylvania
Have you
legend
ever
right now.
have you ever seen like a guy come out of college football and just do that and stuff? The guy is a game changer. I'm stating the most obvious stuff right now. Put me in a freaking ice bath because bath my take is so cold. But like, dude, $13 million a year. He's 28. He's has quads the size of freaking Mars.
Oh
like,
my
And he
gosh,
finds
bro.
the holes and he's a home run every time. And he's a bell cow. He's always been a bell cow.
It's just crazy how he was almost a non-factor in the game, and they still put BTA.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Still put Bill to ass.
Because we said it. If Jalen Hurts figures it out and the Eagles figure out their passing game, you better watch out. Yeah. And then Casey's defense was the second best in the league this year. I'm pretty sure they were the third best scoring defense or something. Studs up and down. Chris Jones, Nick Bolton, Trent McDuffie, Justin Reed. I mean, I could go on and on and on.
They look like a two-win team out there.
They looked to us, dude. They looked to us. Even the first. Sorry.
It's like they weren't in fucking New Orleans.
Yeah, dude. Even the first
until
play
the fourth
from scrimmage.
quarter.
Right?
They got the Caesar Superdome in the fourth quarter.
Even the first play from scrimmage, Saquon Barkley was a 4-yard run.
Were these the only one that
showed up? He broke the first
tackle. Were these literally the only one that showed up for them?
Yeah.
Literally. Everyone else went home.
Yeah.
DeAndre Hopkins went home. Travis Kelce went home. The offensive line went home. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say the first play from scrimmage, Saquon Barkley got 4-yard run, but it took until the second tackler and stuff. They were more physical, and they just beat them in every single way. They bullied them and stuff. And also, like, the thing I didn't like about the Chiefs post-game presser, Patrick Mahomes saying the offense got going in the fourth. It did. I'm not denying that. They were playing blanket. They were playing blanket defense and stuff. And Pat, you're better than that and stuff. And
credit to him though. He did say in post game like he was it was all on. Like he knew
totally
it was
I will give. I'm sorry, I'm interrupting you. I will give the most praise to Patrick Mahomes and will probably defend him everywhere. He has always been good with the media, and he's always been good at putting stuff on himself, and that's a really hard thing to do
100%.
when you are the face of. Not the face of sports. That's come on. But
face
of football. He is the face of the NFL and stuff. And with that, you got to take the goods with the bads. It's a lot of good.
He was first class.
He always will be first class.
He sat there and answered every question and did what he was supposed to do.
Yeah, he did. He answered every question.
People say they don't like him because he wins too much. Beat him.
That's me.
Yeah.
That's me.
He's not an unlikable person.
We were all alive for Brady, and it was the same for Brady with me.
Just make him uncomfortable.
Yeah.
They made him uncomfortable, and he was hesitant to throw the football.
Yep.
He could not get it going. He could not get it going. You make him uncomfortable, and you can literally beat the Chiefs. Like,
I mean, they were the interception he threw to Zach Bond, where his own lineman got absolutely horsed into him and forced the throw, and it was bad. Like, that's amazing to me how the offensive line had been great all year, and they were able to get a pushback on the offensive line to create a pick. Like, that's like true football. That's ridiculous the way it happened.
Yeah, and the Chiefs will get a wideout 3-2. They have Xavier Worthy and Rashee Rice.
There's a lot of receivers up for grabs this offseason.
They are gonna. I don't think any of us need to sit here and say the Chiefs will be back, because everybody in sports knows that they'll probably be right back here next year and stuff. And now they have bulletin board material because they finally lost a game.
Yeah. All right, quick news segment before we get into next season predictions and get out of here.
Okay.
Tweaker of the week. Who tweaked the most this week?
Out of us three?
No, just sports. Tweaker of the week in sports.
Tweaker of the week would probably be. Hurts was the Super Bowl MVP. I had to give it to him.
I'm gonna go Austin Reeves.
Oh, I'm gonna give it to Nico Harrison. Nico Harrison, sir.
I was gonna
stay off the weed.
Yeah, we're gonna do basketball on Thursday. Basketball on Thursday, right? But for Tweaker of the week, Austin Reeves absolutely, because the Lakers are Luka and LeBron, and without them, Austin Reeves went for 45 on national television. AR-15.
I'm giving it to Nico Harrison.
Stay
off the weed. What are you doing?
Yeah, Nico Harrison, you're an idiot.
We'll talk about that later.
You're an idiot. I'll say it right now, and we'll talk about it more on Thursday. There is not one person that agrees with you, besides in the Mavericks front office. So what if you think Luka's out of shape? AD always gets hurt. So what if you think Luka can't lead you to the finals? He did last year, averaging 30 a game while hurt and stuff. How? And I mean, how in the freaking world do you get rid of a 25-year-old that's not even in his prime yet, he's the best one of the best scorers in the league?
Yeah.
How? And we will talk about that Thursday too. I don't want to interrupt from Blake. You are. I'm just still in shock, dude.
No,
and I was watching Luka last night. Like, he didn't play well. He is so special.
Well, he didn't have to.
He didn't have to. He did a behind-the-back pass 3 minutes in.
Jazz.
Yeah, right. 3 minutes in, behind-the-back pass. How do you trade Luka freaking Doncic? All right, anyway, that'll be a Thursday thing, full ball, but
I'm going to give it to Travis Kelce.
Have fun with your wedding ring, buddy.
Shout outs to CJ Gardner-Johnson. Hey, can somebody zoom it in real quick?
Yeah.
Can somebody zoom it in real quick?
Oh, I got one more tweaker of the week while he does that.
Fly.
Jordan.
Flag is
Did
fly
you guys see the
fast.
Jalen Hurts Jordan ad
So-
with Kermit the Frog's voice?
Yeah.
That is
SOG-CD.
Jordan, you guys cooked. You
All right, we
guys
gotta get
cooked
outta here
with that.
soon.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, that
you
was
guys
a cook.
cooked.
Cook.
The Kermit the Frog voice, it ain't
Cook.
easy being green,
That
dude.
was
I've
fire.
watched that a million times.
All right.
Okay,
Quick,
okay. Yeah, let's do it.
just like early one team Super Bowl predictions, and let's get out of here.
Chiefs Eagles until proven otherwise. If here, I'll do a darker one too, or a hotter one just for the fun.
Do like a. Let's do an obvious one and let's do a tweaker one.
Okay, so obvious is Chiefs Eagles. Not so obvious, Bengals. I think since he finally breaks through, Joe Burrow's a stud. Joe Burrow has been vocal about bringing people back. Vocal. Bring Trey Hendrickson. Bring other guys. They're gonna get a corner. They're gonna get more people, and they're gonna draft someone. Bengals in the AFC, NFC. Give me. Ooh, this one's a tough one. I'm gonna go with.
We're doing conference championships.
I'm gonna go with the
Super Bowl.
Commanders.
Oh.
I'm gonna go with the Commanders.
What is he talking about?
I said Chiefs Eagles, but Blake wanted me to do a hotter take, so I'm gonna go Bengals Commanders too, as two people to watch out for because they both have stud quarterbacks. Defenses weren't good. Both are gonna get addressed. Those two quarterbacks, dude,
You
they
can
are
do an
so
obvious
special.
one, and then you can do a tweaker one.
Okay, I'm gonna go with obvious one. I'll say Eagles. I mean, the obvious one is a repeat because
Yeah.
they already did it 2
None
years
of us
ago.
are going against Pat, dude.
But if I'm gonna choose what I really think, I'm gonna go Lions Chiefs.
Okay. Obvious. I actually am gonna go against Pat for my obvious one. I'm gonna go Eagles Ravens.
I mean, look, I don't have a problem with that pick, but we could have this conversation every year about how Lamar and Josh Allen can do it, and until they do. But if you predict it and it happens, good on you, and I will shake your hand and I will go buy you a drink.
I'm still not going against Pat.
I am gonna go against Pat for my obvious one. Just the sole reason of it's really given like that feeling of.
Because Brady went 10 years without winning between his third and fourth Super Bowl.
It's given me,
so yeah,
it's given me
very
that feeling of he got his ass kicked and he's like, it's gonna be one of those he has a drought.
And I feel like the Eagles laid the blueprint for like how to beat Mahomes
It's
right
given
now.
that Brady feeling of he has a drought. He has a little drought here and he doesn't win another one
hope
for
so.
the next couple of years. That's just how I'm feeling.
I hope so.
My tweaker one, I am gonna go. I like Bengals as well. I'm gonna go Bengals and I'll go Lions.
Actually, give me Lions Bengals.
Yeah,
give me
I mean,
Lions
dude,
Bengals.
I'll go Lions.
Yeah.
Give me Lions Bengals.
Yeah, go Lions. Grit and pride, baby.
All right.
All right.
I hate the New York Jets, bro.
Thank you guys for tuning in to episode 6. Once again, go run up the TikTok. There is Super Bowl content on there. We are posting Aaron Rodgers stuff on there today.
Yeah.
Go run all that up. Go run the Instagram up. We'll get some more Instagram reels up too soon. I also post more YouTube reels as well. But yeah, other than that, stay fly.
Ace Bailey's tuned in. Jamar Chase is tuned in. Reggie Bush is tuned in. You guys got to get in this. We're not making this up, by the way.
Yeah, tune
Get
in.
on. Hop on the train
Tune
now.
in.
Hop on the train now.
Tune in.
All right. Peace out, bud.